want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here.
Kids, let's all sing the Ked song. If you want shoes with lots of pep, get Keds, kids, Keds. Or bounce and zoom in every step, get Keds, kids, Keds. You'll be a champion with style. Hit that ball a half a mile. They're tough, they last a long, long while. Keds, kids, Keds.
Tonight's program has been brought to you by...
Damn, that was one of the original intros, the not to fit the whole screen intro. That was interesting when I was first experimenting with widescreen and small screen. And hey, how are you guys? Today it's 11/24/2020. It's Blur's Day. Blur's Day. Have you heard that's the new Oxford Dictionary word they've come up with? Blur's Day, to talk about our one day leading into the next with the pandemic. Blur's Day. It's not Blur's Day for me. Today is Tuesday. I keep track of my days. I'm whether I'm working or playing paintball or promoting or whatever else, I'm still on schedule. I think that's an important thing for you guys to do is don't give up. Don't give up. Keep a schedule. Work out, eat, do whatever you do, but just keep a schedule. When you start to give in to things, that's what kills prisoners and people lose hope. Don't give up. Don't give up. Look at that behind me. I'm told by my guest that that he was just at that area a couple today, and they were just setting it up. There's probably going to be obviously less people. As long as Santa Claus comes at the end, I'm cool. I love this parade. I love this time of year. This is just the burrs. You know the burrs? The October, September, November, December, the burrs. When the weather changes, people are happier. They're playing Christmas music. And we have these things to look forward to. Thanksgiving. Look at this, huh? Yeah. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are going to spend it with your family. Remember, we're only 4 people in the house. You know, you can do is if you want to, you can rotate. They can sit outside and start the music and then just rotate them. Never mind. Don't do that. Anyway, if I don't see or talk to you on Thursday, tomorrow's Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. And I'll check back in with you afterwards and we'll say another nice Thanksgiving. But until that time, I have my guest, a guest that I've known for a long time in the Magfed world. He's always been a cool cat, and I'm proud to have him on my show. Wait, I can see him in the green room. He's fidgeting. Hold on a second. He's making sure that the fire didn't get started in his little closet. What's up, cowboy?
What's going on, Reap?
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. You're a personal trainer and you're drinking Coke?
I shouldn't have showed that. Listen,
what are you doing?
The lockdown screwed me up, man.
Come on, the lockdown. Are you drinking? Wait, are you drinking? Is Jack under the table too? Are
no, I was thinking. You know, I really don't drink that much, but I was thinking maybe I should go get some beers for your show, relax, have a couple beers. But then I said, you know what? Let's be myself. Let's not have beers if that's not the everyday me. This is lame, bro. You can see it. Look at my face.
Oh, dude.
Right now.
Dude, yeah, this is good. I should get a beer. I should get a Corona. Oh, look at that. Corona. No, I love Corona. Come from California. All right. All right, brother man. Tell everybody what your name is. Your real name, not your stripper name.
My name's Jordan Sloan.
Hi, Jordan Sloan. Everybody, this is Jordan Sloan. Okay, so a little backstory with Jordan and I. Liberty Warlords is the team that he's on. And let me see. I'm an OG Magfed player. I've been playing since 2008, right? I'm one of the original ones. I actually play, or as Smoke said to Lang, he said, You know what's different? What makes Reaper different than the other celebs is he's actually a player. He actually plays. Yeah, the other guys might not. I don't know. But anyway, so I appreciate that. That was a nice compliment that Smoke gave me, I guess, that I'm actually do play. So I've been playing since 2008.
Absolutely.
Magfed, boom, boom, boom. And then about 2014, this whole other thing started, this whole celebrity thing. But anyway, what happened was there was a lot of, how do I say this? A lot of garbage going on in the Magfed world against me. And I was like, what have I done? I'm just like trying to support and grow and help everybody. I'm trying to be kumbaya. Didn't matter. It was like boom, boom, boom. All the uppers, high up, doesn't matter. So then Dominion 1 comes around, and I'm just trying to be myself. And I'm also trying to be a host. And you guys come into town, right? You guys, and who else was it? It was you guys and who else?
Oh, from Chicago, we met for the first time. Ghost Face,
right?
Andre,
the Ghost Crew came in,
absolutely,
right? So
absolutely.
now, were you there when I picked you up at the airport? When
you were amazing, man. Listen, we were like fish out of water, New Yorkers. We just arrived in California. I was like, David said, call him when we arrive. We were literally outside the airport in the parking lot, and you showed up and were like, get in, I'll take you around. And you took all of us around. There were probably 4 of us at the time.
Right.
And we had a blast, man. You showed us, everywhere. You showed us the ocean. You showed us your neighborhood, man. It was beautiful.
I remember meeting. I think we met at like In-N-Out Burger, and I think I had tequila or something from California. It was like, here's something.
I think some Parrot Bay tequila. I still have the bottle back here.
Really? That's cool.
It's still full. I'm ready to drink it, bro.
Nice. So what I'm trying to get at, you guys, is that there was a lot of shit going on against me from the East Coast, West Coast, but I didn't care because I knew that these guys were players and they were, like you said, fish out of water. And I don't care if they liked me or didn't like me. I'm just showing my hospitality. And again, you guys listen. When people are behind the keyboard doing, keyboard commando kind of stuff, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're just jumping. I don't give a fuck because that didn't even matter to me. The only thing mattered to me is players. So when these guys showed up, I said, "Come on, let's go." We took them for a tour. I took them to where Gilligan's Island takes off and Marina del Rey and the whole thing. And we actually ended up going to Santa Monica where what was his someone's sister worked there, right? Someone's sister was
from Chicago,
right?
On Ghost Team, one of the players,
right? One of his sister worked there.
You've got a great memory.
Because I don't drink as much as you. That's why.
Well, look, this is why I'm drinking soda right now.
I know exactly. I'm just joking. But and that's why the bottle. You still didn't drink the other bottle either,
right?
You don't drink it.
I don't drink.
So we went to this restaurant, we hung out, and that's where I was actually sitting next to Devin. What's his name? Riven. No, he's got a. What's his name? He's got he's one of the guys on your team.
Oh, Dario.
Yeah, Dario. I could, and we're talking about life and everything like this, and it was great. You guys were just like fantastic. It was cool. Then we all get together and we come back to my garage and we do a show. That was 2015. When was First Dominion? 2015?
Probably
15, 16. I forgot what it was.
It must have been 15.
That was when I had my other radio show. So they were all in the thing, and we were all hanging out and doing the show. And that was only on Friday, right? Was that a Friday?
Yeah, it was. Or it may have been a Thursday.
Might have been Thursday.
It was a Thursday. We came out like on a Wednesday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a Wednesday or Thursday. We came out early. Early.
So we just all hung out and we were all just like, cool. And so then when Dominion started, we'd already like established friendship and all that kind of stuff, hung out. And I'm going to tell you some insider, let me see here, inside baseball stuff. Okay.
Great.
It was so bad, the hostility against me during Dominion, that the West Coast guys said, we don't want you on our team.
Wow.
We don't want you on our side. And then the East Coast guys were, we hate you too. I mean, what was his name? Who's that troll guy all the time? He's Jarvis, right? Jarvis comes up to me and he goes, He goes, "I hate your fucking guts."
No,
And I go, "I don't even know you." It's like,
no,
and
no.
no, I'm serious. So I'm like, I go
He
to
wasn't there. He wasn't there at the
no,
first
no, no,
Dominion.
yeah. So Kusha, I go to Kusha. Listen, hey,
No.
West Coast doesn't want me. East Coast doesn't want me. I'll go home. He goes. So then, so D Block comes up and he goes, "No, Mac, you hang out with us. Hang out with us." I go, "Okay." So I go. I'm hanging out with him. Right. The first game that we do, right, we have to push that hill. We have to go up that hill.
Yeah, that was
And
awesome.
D Block tells me, he goes, "All right." He says, "You better run, man. You better run. You don't just hang out." I go, "Okay." So you'll, if you ever see the black and white picture of me, I'm like on the top of the hill. I'm already, and then like the East Coast guys, you go, "Well, I guess he can play." I don't know what the bullshit's about.
What I remember is finding you on the field. Like, I lost my team. I turn around. There you were. We're like talking about where the enemy is, and it's in one of my videos. And you're like, let's go there. And you just blew through the door, and I couldn't catch up with you. I mean,
That's right.
you're fast, man.
Stuff, yeah.
You're fast, brother.
Dude, you got to be fast. No, but the house to house stuff, exactly. So listen. So anyway, listen, you guys. We had a great time. We were all hanging out. They had a great time. It was their first time traveling to the West Coast to play. It was the first big Dominion, right?
It was amazing. A small band of guys went out.
Yeah.
Only a few guys, my team and a few others. We decided we're going to take the invite. Kusha said, "Look, there's never been an East Coast, West Coast game. We invite you guys." When someone says something like that, you better step up to the plate. And a bunch of guys, did. Not a bunch, a small handful. 10 guys, something like that.
Yeah.
And we turned the tide. We turned the
Yeah.
tide. We were losing day one, and we just didn't have field communication. And and we were like, "Look, we're the Liberty Warlords. My guy Riddick, he came from New York. That's his specialty, is communicating on the field." And once they gave him reign on the comms, just calling shit out, we turned the tide, and it was a great second day. It was
Yo, you guys killed it. You guys were fantastic. And there's just the what I got from it was I mean, you had like several teams out from the East Coast, but the camaraderie and the friendship that you guys have. You guys will talk a lot of smack, but when it came down to it, you guys were like, a tight knit group, and it was just it was great to hang out with you guys. So thank you very much for adopting the redheaded stepchild. Nobody wanted him. So anyway, listen, could you hold on 1 second?
Sure.
Nima from Iran is watching. Nima, salam chitori, khobam mesi, khodafis khubi. And then you guys, this is Nima from Iran. If you guys know, if you follow the show, Nima is always he's one of our big fans from Iran. He does everything he can to promote our sport in Iran, which is extremely hard to do because it's Iran. But there's Nima, and actually Nima's a really good. Actually, he's actually a speedball player. That's the Iranian league that he was playing in one time too. So Nima, we're always pulling for you, my brother. We know you're living in a very difficult position over there, and just someday it'll get better. Move to America. I'm just joking. He can't. His mom's there. It's a whole big thing. So anyway, all right. So let's see who's in the chat here. Who do we have?
So let me try and repeat what you said, because I watched your past show and I heard what you said to Kusha and what you just said to our friend. So I wrote it down. Let me practice and welcome. Salam Shatori Hobam Mishi Hoda Hubi.
Okay, salam. Salam is like shalom,
of course,
and salam. So it's it's Arabic and Hebrew. Salam chitori.
Salam chitori.
Well, not shit, but chitori.
Chitori.
Hello, how are you? Salam chitori. Merci is thank you. Khodafis is you're welcome. So you're basically, I'm just saying hello, how are you? Thank you, and you're welcome.
I love it.
Yeah, I love languages. I'm a really big Devin's wishing us happy Thanksgiving. I'm a big proponent of people. I love people, and I love cultures. And I think
it's clear you travel all over the world, and that's awesome. I mean, you wouldn't do what you're doing if
I hated people,
of course.
Right, but also the other thing too is that if you think about cultures, right? We have like if I went to Mexico, they take flour and water and they make tortillas, right? And if you go to Ethiopia, they take flour and water and they make naan. They make their own bread or whatever, right? So we all have kind of these ingredients in common. The thing that really separates us is the language. So if you can learn bits and pieces in other people's language, that breaks a big wall down. And that wall coming down gives you the ability to we got Google Translate now and stuff, but when I was learning, there wasn't. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm always trying to even try to understand your accent. I'm just joking.
Listen, New Yorkers don't have accents.
I know that's what we say to California. No, it's not. You know what it is? People move to Los Angeles, and there's classes they can take to get broadcasting accents, so they can get rid of their pa and ba and fa and da.
Well, that's Massachusetts right there.
I know it is. I know, but people. I mean, but you're right. Everybody, wherever they come from, people don't think they have an accent until they have an accent. So anyway, let me do this. Look at Dario. What's up, Dario, brother? How are you? Polsky. Polsky's the one that
there's the man who put it together.
He's the guy that said we should make this happen, and we did. That's awesome. Reaper, Geo Magfed. What's up, Geo Magfed? Okay, so I remember also you coming to Dominion, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to touch on how creative this cool cat is, and we're going to get to his videos and stuff like that. But he had created this module thing that goes over his back with his camera, so you can basically see his perspective. Right. So it was like, imagine taking PVC and then putting like a pole behind your back with a camera like this. So he was basically like all cameraed out.
Third person view.
And we're all looking at like, damn, that's a great idea. That was fantastic. Right. I mean, that was amazing. So do you still have that? Do you still use it?
I do. That's it's best utilized in water sports or sports where you're smooth in action. Once you start the cantilever action of your hips walking, you don't get that smoothness. But if you're on a motorbike or you're parasailing or you're doing something in the water where you can be smooth, or biking, it's a great tool. It's less effective for being third person in paintball because you're running towards bunkers and banging into shit. Excuse me. But
oh shit, you fucking cussed on my podcast.
Oh, listen, I don't know how it should go.
Damn it. Would you stop fucking cussing on my show?
No problem.
Here, have some of that too.
Oh my God, you just ruined it.
I fucked up everything.
Yeah.
All right. Dude, I told you at the pre-show, be yourself.
Totally.
You're totally yourself. Come on. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I agree with you. It could be a bit bouncy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that you created something to give other people experience.
Well, I came into paintball because I saw someone, Alabaster Slim in Canada, was making the video game paintball recordings.
Right.
And I was a SOCOM person. I'm not a third person. I'm not a first person shooter on the video games. I always preferred to be third person.
So wait, explain that. If people let's say that my grandma in Idaho, I don't have a grandma in Idaho, we're watching, what does SOCOM mean?
So SOCOM was a video game on the PlayStation platform, and it was the first online community game. So the first game where you could buy a headset and speak to people that you never met and join a clan and play a video game. And it was all about team-based work. Like if you tried to win solo, the people who are communicating outdid every match, and the ones with microphones used communication to call out where the enemy was. That's how paintball works. So when I saw Alabaster Slim in Canada years ago recording his video games, I said, I want to play paintball. And my game, SOCOM, January 28th, 2014, PlayStation canceled the online game. Whoa. So my community that I'd come home and spend 2 hours until, 2 in the morning playing video games. People I never met. My clan, it disappeared on January 28th, 2014.
Dude.
So I immediately started watching videos on YouTube and fell in love with paintball videos by Alabaster. And I was like, I was like, how come there's no one in New York doing this? And that's when I started looking, and I found Hercules, who created the Cell Team 6 games.
Right.
So when I found him in my search for New York City paintball in 2013, 14, I found Cell Team 6 2. So the first one had already happened, and I attended the second game, and that's when I started meeting people, and it's been a great ride.
Dude, and you've not only enjoyed the ride, you've participated in the ride. But a lot of sometimes people don't participate. They just like, I'm just on for whatever I can get out of this thing. You keep on giving back, which is amazing. Hold on one second. Let's see what we got. Who's Frank Lomboza? I know who he is. Frank. There's Dario. Now, we gave you now you have your stripper name. There you go. It's SOCOM. Let me see. I know that. I know. I'm just joking. Anyway, what's up, Mark from Canada? Good day, Dario. Who else do we have? Polsky, Geomag. What else do we have? Liberty. You're the legend. Jimmy's son says you're the legend.
Holy shit, Jimmy.
Dude, that's you know what? That's quite an honor to be the legend.
Holy shit!
That's the
you
hard.
Guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy.
That's fantastic. Are the real deal? Yes, you guys are. Now, do you know who this cool cat is?
Oh shit, that's my teammate right there.
Okay, so
Dario, Johnny, these are my teammates.
So he is such a great guy. We actually we met up again last weekend in Mexico. He was.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
He just didn't tell anybody. He just popped up.
Wow.
I said, what the fuck? It was so good to see him there. It was great. So we're working on some some other situations in Latin America. I'm just going to pitch you that way. Because he's super enthusiastic about everything. So he's just a great guy. Nima, thanks, David. We appreciate it. I love you, Nima.
Absolutely.
So cool watching you guys. All right, speak Farsi. There you go. Look at He was happy to see you speak Farsi.
Listen, I practice. Try
it again.
I wrote it all down. I wrote it all down.
Okay, watch this.
I watched the past videos. I heard what he said. I wrote down from what I heard. I try. I want to participate.
Do this. Go, Hubi. But you have to go like you're whining. Like, Hubi. Yeah, it was like, and Junie is that's how they say like my love, or, if I love, but not in a gay way, but they say Junie. They you would say like, Jordan Junie, you're my friend, my connection. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. There you go. Are you writing it down? Right it down.
I'm listening. I'm good. Listen and repeat. That's how you learn language. Listen and repeat.
I agree. I really wish I could live in your amazing country. That's number one dream. Yeah. You know what we do? You know Gary Baum, right? Paintball photography.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So what Gary does, we both kind of do the same thing with Nima, but what Gary does is, like, if Gary's driving to the NXL, which is in Vegas, like a 5-hour thing, he's got this camera on a gimbal that actually can be controlled by another person. So like if I gave you, if you download the app and I put it in my car, you could actually control what you're watching.
No way.
Yeah, it's very cheap. It's a very cheap thing to do. So basically he did that with Nima. So Nima was in Iran and he was driving to Las Vegas, and Nima was actually able to look around everything like this.
Wow. So I was thinking, when you said you're driving down the road, your cars would have to be in proximity. You're saying this person was in another country. That's pretty amazing.
And they've downloaded the app and they're doing it over Wi-Fi or whatever, or the network, whatever you're doing.
I want to know about this. You'll tell me that. That's hot.
It's so cool. So anyway, so and I did the same thing with Nima. I took my iPhone one time and I was driving around and showing him all the Persian markets and stuff like that. So it's what you can do to help people that are not in the same position you are. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that Nima's in Iran and he's not in the best position of, like, he can't just go down to the stores. There's no 7-Elevens, or, you know what I'm saying? So we got it pretty well, you guys, and some other people don't. So this is his outlet. He's watching this show from
That's
Iran,
nice.
and hey, they go shalom l'chaim.
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 To life.
To life. Anyway, so whatever you guys can do to help other people out, do it. Okay, Geo, Magfed, maybe. I don't know. In March, I might be going back to Mexico to Mazatlan. Geo, I'm not sure, but it was great seeing you at our Folda event. That was fantastic. Alvin, what's up, Alvin?
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Ripper, don't forget the all pistol event in San Diego. Yes, there's an all pistol. I might be going to that. KT Tran is running that one. Do you ever know MCS? You know MCS?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
KT Tran, right? He's doing that. That was fun. Yeah. What do we got? Yes, Reaper. Okay, greetings, Reaper. Hey,
Yeah,
greetings. Ken
Captain Broken. What's going on?
That Las Vegas online camera trip was incredible. It was so great. Thanks to Gary who made it possible. And what do we have here? Hang on a second. This go away. Why is this not going away? There we go. Okay, and then we have hey, give a little possible. Okay, we could use a lot. Anyway, you know who that is? Do you know who Joseph is? Joseph actually was doing a show in my show. We were helping him to get going, and then he just like blossomed. It's called Rambo's Roundtable. So good luck, my brother. Great job, everything. And Ivan, you know Ivan?
Absolutely.
So Ivan's got we got a game coming up in December called Endgame. Now listen. This is where we need the East Coast people. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ivan created this idea. He's got this idea. What we're going to do is going to get pump guys, stock class guys against Magfed guys. Right? Cool. Yeah. So we have about 900 stock class guys registered,
Wow.
and I think 3 Magfed guys are.
Wow.
So
Listen, you're not going to get it. If there's 900 versus 3, everyone's out. They're not going to come.
But you know what? No, we're going to get them. And if I'm one of the 3, that's a lot of targets for me, and I'm happy for it. Right. That's how you always look at the positive thing. Right. No, we're going to get it. A lot of the stock class guys are going to come over. We're going to make it a great day. San Luis Obispo, that's Gladiator Paintball Park, and go check it out. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about you for a minute. Hold on a second. This vodka is amazing. I'm just joking. It's just water. Anyway, let's backtrack. You said 2014 is kind of when you joined this thing of ours, is when you became a made man.
It must have been 2014. It must have been
okay.
2014.
So, but you've been a trainer forever, right? A personal trainer?
I started, oh my gosh, 10 years ago this month.
Okay, so
holy moly,
kind of fit into this whole, outdoor kind of, the paintball and
100%.
Yeah,
paintball was the outlet I needed to kind of put myself in a trajectory for staying in shape, and realizing like if I don't turn it around 10 years ago, it doesn't look good.
Right.
As we see, obesity can be more harmful than just what it is on the surface. When something unknown like the coronavirus comes around,
right,
people who are obese, who have diabetes, are at greater risk.
Exactly.
So all the reason why you have to look at your life at age 20 or age 30 or age 40 and have a wake-up call, or age 50 and be like, listen, I may be obese, I may be overweight, but it's all in my control.
Right.
And if I don't change it, the coronavirus too can come around. And if I am obese and I have diabetes, I am susceptible. I don't want to be at risk because I'm overweight. That's in my control. That's in my control. So that was what set me on the course of changing my life. And paintball really was the avenue to excite that.
Wow.
For every week, every month, every week, every 6 month an event coming up. Let me train to get in shape. Let me not get fat because I'm going to California. If I lose 10 pounds and I'm running around at Dominion, I'm less of a burden on myself because I lost 10 pounds of fat. That's how I've used paintball to better myself.
Dude, that's amazing. You know what? I've never, knock on wood, had a weight issue. I'm
Yeah.
I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want.
It's
The whole
amazing. It's
package.
amazing. It's amazing.
Really,
You have a
it's
fast
genetic.
metabolism.
I have a fast
And,
metabolism.
and many 20-year-olds have a fast metabolism, but by age 40, it changes.
It does. It does. And
Yeah.
so I've never, let me see. I've never been a fat shamer or a fat person like saying, oh, you could do this. Everybody's on their own journey, right? Okay, cool. So, and especially here in Los Angeles, sometimes you see these like these big Mexican families, and they're like pushing their kid around in a stroller, and he's like 10 years old, and he's like this, right? Okay.
Well,
it's
it
their
doesn't
diet.
matter. It doesn't matter where they come from.
Well, no,
What
listen.
the case is, obese parents, obese children.
But I'm going to say the reason I'm saying Mexicans is because we have a lot of them here.
You
but
see it in
diet,
Southern California.
the diet consists of a lot of starch. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's corn or flour tortillas or whatever, there's a lot of beans.
Right.
And this. Okay, now again, this is a cultural thing.
Right.
This is what they ate because their grandparents ate, because their parents. Okay. But what you are seeing now though is a lot of people from Latin America, let's put it that way, in Los Angeles, running, exercising, dieting.
That's great.
Not. It's this new generation of people that they did bring over this way that everybody brings their food to this country, whether it's an Ethiopian or Australian, whatever. They bring their food, right? Okay, but if you don't know any better and your dietary supplement is inexpensive beans and rice and you're going to be fat, right? Okay, cool. I understand that. So now people understand that there's diets going on too. I also understand that genetically speaking, like you just said, if the mother and father are big, then the kid might be big.
It's just portion size at
there
that
you go.
stage.
Exactly.
The parents eat a lot, and they look at their child, and they feel happy when they eat a full plate of food.
Right. But you know what? You're also of the Hebrew persuasion, correct?
Of what?
The Hebrew persuasion.
I'm a mixed bag. I am. I'm half and half.
So in the Jewish world, a lot of the grandmothers and whatever would say, "Please eat, right?" Yeah.
Well, every grandmother, exactly.
I mean, it's different languages, but okay.
Yeah.
So, and again, eat everything on your plate, and then sometimes like you get into that habit, and then you get older, and your metabolism stops, and you're like, "Bubby told me to eat." And you okay, fine. So you're right. It is up to you. And what about when people? So someone say that they're big boned. Is that really a thing?
Sure. I mean, people are large boned, but it doesn't mean that they need to be obese.
Okay.
You could still be large boned and reduce your body fat.
Got it. See that?
Yeah.
That's what I think people need to understand, especially because you are a fitness guru person. This is your personal trainer. This is what you do, kind of thing. People need to understand that. They need to contact you and they say, "Hey, Jordan, get me on some kind of, you know what I'm saying?"
I could tell everyone what they need to do. They need to really start lifting weights, because when you use strength training, that speeds up your metabolism, that changes your body's composition. So what I constantly tell people is what they need to do is lift more and eat more. So it's about crossing the lips. If you want to get stronger and turn on the metabolism, you have to eat more, but at the same time lift weights so that you're giving your metabolism something to build on, a stronger engine. So that's stronger than any cardiovascular aerobic exercise. If you do 4 days of strength training and 1 day of slow cardio, that's preferred to 4 days of cardio and no strength.
Wow. See, listen, you guys, Jordan will help you out. Just PM him and say, I've got the Corona blues. I got the Corona blues. And how can I, because you know what? There are people, I mean, listen, there are people who I purposely don't talk about the Corona on my show. And now it's I feel it's kind of coming to an end, maybe if they're going to get the vaccine, whatever else. But basically what happened is, I think this Corona thing, this pandemic, it actually brought out the true colors in a lot of people. There's some people that completely just sheltered in place for this past 8 months. And they're like, fuck this. I'm not going out. And then there are other people like I just decided, you know what? I'm going to keep on living. I'm going to go play paintball. I'm going to travel. It's the best time to travel right now. The planes are the cleanest they've ever been. The airport is empty. There's like
wear a mask. Wear a mask.
Oh, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. On the plane, you have to wear a mask, right? Except when you're eating. Now, I'm a slow eater, so I'm just joking.
They let you take the mask off to eat?
You have to. You can't eat like you can't eat like that. You have to take the mask off when you eat.
I've been indoors at times and I've pulled the mask down, taken a bite of my cream cheese bagel, and put my mask up. Well, I'm revealing all my problems. Coca-Cola, cream cheese bagel. Listen, the coronavirus fucked me up. I'm overweight right now. But this is a good time to turn it off because you want to exercise through the holidays starting now. Yes. If not before Thanksgiving, Friday, start your exercise program. Go right through the holidays. So in January, when you're like, oh, I wish I started this earlier, well, at least you have a few weeks under your belt for starting your program.
Right. So you guys listen. Yes, we play. Some people play regular paintball. Some people Magfed. We all play our sport, and some people don't clean their guns. Some people just like go home, throw them in a bag, and then go play. Other people are on
clean
point.
Your guns. They're like clean guns, baby.
There you go. And then some people eat Twinkies before they go play. You know, we all have our different routines, kind of thing too. But if you watch this guy play, right, he's like a horse. He just doesn't quit. He just like bam, 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 because of his diet. Well, not this diet, but because of his normal diet and because of his cardio and he's just like, he even was telling us, I think it was before the one of the Dominions, he was posting, he said, listen, I'm on the Stairmaster, I'm working out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm like this. And then, you know, I'm like, that's great. I just love hearing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, one game I came home, I carried an ammo box at a Dominion and carrying around the box made my shoulders sore. So preparing for the next game, I got on the Stairmaster with a 20-pound weight and would walk carrying a 20-pound weight upstairs and then switch arms. And I swear to God, the next game, carrying my saw, my heavy box mag, and all my gear, these muscles weren't tired at the end of the game. So if you feel a weakness in a paintball game, correct it for the next one. You know, say, what was that? How do I correct it?
Dude,
well, if carrying something in my shoulder hurt, let's practice carrying something, and it'll strengthen that muscle.
Dude, I like it. Okay, so born and raised on the East Coast.
Yep, born in Manhattan, raised in Westchester.
Dude, Manhattan, right?
Exactly.
Dude, what do they call those people? I know that. There's
native New Yorkers.
Native New Yorkers. Okay, there's certain people from Long Island and from and Queens and the Bronx and but you're like considered a native New Yorker.
But only born here, and then as an infant, my parents moved to Virginia briefly, and then we moved back to New York to Westchester, and that's where I was raised.
Right.
But my parents were just brilliant in that they were raising two kids, and they were 20 minutes or 30 minutes from Midtown Manhattan. So they would take my sister and I into the city every single weekend, and it would be a cultural thing that would be boring for the kids, and then a pleasure thing that would be fun for the kids. So like we go see Bach Vespers, which is awesome because I have such an appreciation to Johann Sebastian Bach and his music.
Yeah.
And I love listening to classical music because of what my parents did to my sister and I. But we go to the zoo, and then we go to listen to classical music. So every weekend I got exposed to New York City because it's such a great city offering so much. And then every working job has been in the city. So my whole life has been in Manhattan, pretty much.
Manhattan. Okay. Exactly. So when they were taking you to these places, was that back in the day when New York was still before it became Disneyland?
Of course. It was in the 70s growing up. In the 70s growing up, it was, pimps and prostitutes. And I remember walking down the street one time with, my parents, the four of us, my sister and I, young enough where you're holding your parents' hands and stuff like that. And we walked by a strip club, and my dad like peeked inside. There was like an open door with like a bouncer, on the inside. And my dad said, "Hey, kids, come here, come take a look at this." And my sister and I walked, and we're like, "Whoa, there's strippers!" And then we walked. It was an open door. No one had to like hold the door open. That's how it was.
Right.
We just peered on the inside, and then the bouncer came over. Is like, "Are they old enough to be here?" Clearly, we weren't. But that's how I remember it. And then how New York was when I was commuting to college. Going to the into the bus station to go to New Hampshire, or coming from New Hampshire, the bus leaves you off, and now I have to walk to Grand Central Station at 5 a.m. People trying to sell you drugs back in the day. It was a scary New York City.
Right, dude.
Definitely.
Dude, I've only.
It's a scary New York City now. I'm sorry to say.
I don't know.
No, it's. Crime has returned to those days. Yeah, now it's bad. Coronavirus has changed things with a hard liberal mayor who is really not in control of the city, who the police and he don't really get along because everyone just gets turned around. So there's no enforcement of the turnstile jumpers on the subway. There's no enforcement of urination on the street. There's no enforcement of small quality of life crimes where Giuliani cleaned up the city because quality of life crimes. You piss on the street, you're getting bagged. And now you piss on the street and they don't want the confrontation because it does nothing in the system. They let them back out. They let rapists out, so they don't care about someone urinating on the street.
So wait, hang on a second. I think I've seen this movie. Wasn't it called The Warriors?
Escape from New York. Escape from New
York. The Warriors. What was it? Death Wish. French Connection.
Absolutely.
When I was a kid, I was born in '61, so I was a kid. The 70s were like a really amazing time for movies, but it was like even like the if you guys check this out, it's called The French Connection with Gene Hackman. They did a car scene, a chase scene where he's chasing under well, I don't know if he's chasing, but he's like trying to catch up with a above ground subway thing. Well, they didn't tell anybody they were going to do this, so there was no permits.
Wow.
So you're actually watching the chase scene happen where he's like dodging real cars and this kind of thing. It's just crazy.
Wow.
But to me, that was New York. This gritty kind of like midnight cowboy kind of that kind of thing that everybody talks about. When I was telling Jordan before off the air that I went there the first time with my wife in 2014. And it was like it reminded me of like Hollywood Boulevard with like those everybody's dressed up as Spider-Man or Mickey Mouse or that kind of, what I'm saying? It was like Disneyland. Totally. And it was like, this is safe. This place is great. And everybody's like, you weren't here in the 70s. Like, like this. So yeah, you grew up in an amazing time.
Absolutely.
Wow. I sent whoops, sorry. I just sent Johnny a link. Let's see if let's see if he wants to come up.
Comes on in.
If he comes, I want to chat with him too. Okay, cool. So then, why did you choose Magfed over all the other paintball that we have?
So I only found paintball in maybe 2000. It was maybe 99 or 2000, my first game. And I know that because I know when 9/11 happened and who I was working with. I know that was my first paintball buddy. So my first paintball game was probably 2000. Could have been 2001, but early 2001. But no, it was probably 2000, maybe 99. But I, never really played much paintball, only once or twice or three times. But then I found a First Strike. They came out with their T8 pistol, T8.0. I don't have a T8.1. I have a T8.0.
It wasn't First Strike yet.
No, it wasn't First Strike. It was Tiberius Arms, and I bought a T8.0.
No. I meant
T8.
it didn't. It was still a round ball. You couldn't not till
Correct.
8.1 that you
Correct.
could, right.
Correct. It was a round ball marker that I had to
Yeah.
convert later when they came out with
Oh,
First Strike.
you converted it?
I converted it, so I have
Oh.
I have a First Strike barrel, and I now have First Strike magazines for my T8. Absolutely.
Whoa. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. All right. So how many did you get? 2 or 1?
One.
And was that like going to be your primary, or are you going to say you're going to do?
Let's see. No, I immediately for paintball I converted that T8 into an MP7. So I got the
Wow.
I got the ops gear kit that was
Yeah.
sold back in the day, and
Right.
people are dying for that shit.
Yeah.
I got that MP7 kit. I called them. I called to inquire the store, and they were like, "Buddy, this is a discontinued item. We only have a few more." I was like, "Here's my credit card."
Get out of my way.
I should have bought what they have left, but I didn't know. So my first game, I think I showed up with that as my primary.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
An MP7.
That was, you know what? We did a 2008 I started a tournament called the Woodsball Tournament League, and one of the things in my league, because I was a pistol guy, is we started doing pistol events. That was before the TPX came out. So
Nice.
so I was basically sponsored by Tiberius, and we would get them at a discount. So we basically did a pistol league or a pistol thing. The thing is, though, that was just when the 8.1s are coming around, and we all got those, and we were doing First Strike rounds, but we were doing CQB, and we were just like fucking each other up. We were just like boom, boom, like with those. It was amazing. But I love that gun when it worked, but it just sometimes the O-rings or something, I don't know. There was just I loved it when Tippmann came around with their pistol. I fell in love with that because it was just like it always worked. But I had a lovely relationship with the Tiberius pistol.
Yeah.
It was,
I liked it. I didn't. I moved on quickly. You know, the M17 came out,
right.
So I quickly appreciated a gun that could, you know, be full rifle size and full auto. So I quickly didn't make that MP7 my main gun because other things came out, and you know I just went on a tear. The next paintball gun, I'd buy this one, and then buy that one, and then buy this one. You know, but I found what I like. I like my First Strike markers. I got a couple T15s behind me. One of them I've never really shot before. It's my build project.
Nice. Do you have you're actually really into modding things, right?
Not all that much. I mean, you know, just making it my own. You know, my markers don't look like they come out of the box.
Right. That's the cool thing I like.
Fun stuff. That's the fun.
I love when people do that. I love when you put your your signature on it and you own it basically. I think that's a I don't know. It just it's this connection that we have to it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what Magfed is all about. It's really about customizing and making your marker yours.
Right.
You know, there's I don't know much customizing that you can do with a speedball marker aside from making it go faster. But you're not putting rails, adapters, lights, cameras, the whole kit and caboodle on it. Where you are in Magfed, you have rails and you have space to add things on, so people take advantage and they want to customize it. I mean, that's why people play Magfed.
I love Magfed. I'm a big proponent of Magfed. Everything Magfed. I'm just Magfed. Yeah, I'm Magfed crazy. The thing is with Magfed, here's what I love about Magfed, and this is why I fell in love with it. I love the limited ammo. I love the just you and me, and it's our skills. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm a big proponent of. I'm a big fan of that. When now you were telling me you carry your saw around, right? So
you know, I've gone in growth of paintball, and I've moved through what I like, and I've come up with my T15 is really what I like because I shoot first strikes. I don't shoot round ball. I have a saw, and if I choose to play with the saw, it's going to be with the box mag, and I'm taking on the role of heavy gunner, or maybe I'll go to the local field and just have a fun walk on day with the saw. But really, I'm a first strike shooter.
Okay.
So that's really why I've evolved to end up with a T15 first strike marker. That's what I like. I want the marker that was made by the round, and I want to shoot the round. The round was built, and
Right.
now I want the marker that was built for that round.
Right. Right. Right.
Same thing in the military. Sometimes they design the ammo, and then they design the gun around the ammo, and that's why I'm with
Okay.
a first strike T15.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
I travel all over the place, that, and I'm like, always, I'm everything paintball, right? So I've done speedball stuff, I've done everything,
Yeah.
whatever, I've done everything. Okay,
Of
cool.
course.
So my perspective is, sometimes I'm like an outsider looking in and asking the questions, and people come up to me and they'll go, "Oh, Magfed," they call it different, like Magfag, they call it different things, right? They call,
Wow, that's so weird. That's so weird. I can't imagine.
I can't. So anyway, and I'm
Sucks.
like, they go, "How could you be?" And I said, "Listen, I love all paintball. I started as a Magfed. I'm always going to be a Magfed guy, but I'll do whatever. If you give me an axe, I guess it's called, I don't know, and you want me to storm something, I'll do whatever it is just because it's paintball and I'm about the community, right?" So then the people start asking me questions about it, and they go, "Okay, so now we're looking at Magfed, right? And you got these guys with sniper guys, right? And they're using first strike rounds, and they're on a hill, 1,000 yards away or whatever it is, right? And they're shooting at us, right? I mean, they're like, where's the art? Where is the something? There is no mono on mono. It's just basically, first strikes can go farther and faster, and we're trying to do like snap shooting, and then bang, we're getting banged in the head." And I said, I feel that there is a art to each thing that we do, whether it's a snap shooter, a snake player, a Dorito, a guy that like me who charges. There's an art. Everybody has their position in this kind of thing. Now, do you feel that sometimes Magfed, somebody will go get into Magfed and let's see, I'm going to be a sniper, and it's like it's an easy job. They're just like in the back, right? They're away from they're out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying? And they're just plick, plick.
So that's a very hard job. That's a very hard job. And, I don't snipe because I'm on a team, and I like to move forward, and I like to find where the front line is and just keep pushing the front line. That's just the style of play I am. And I think by me being that frontline player, I inspire others to follow that guy. So, but I don't snipe. I love to snipe because playing the video games, I would often snipe. So the style of paintball I am is not necessarily the type of video game person I am. I'd love to be the sniper in paintball. It's just a more of a solo gig.
Okay.
It's a solo gig.
Okay.
You gotta be alone, and you have to be a one-man job. And my team has a wonderful sniper. Doc, what's up, bro? The man is legendary. He has training and he knows what's up, and
Nice.
he knows how to work his marker. So he's got the skills, and he does his job, and he competes, and he wins.
I like it. Dude,
Nothing better than that. I'd love to go out, and I bought a supremacy scope. I have it mounted on that marker right there. I want to get into sniping, but I need some gear for it. I need a ghillie suit, and that's just a whole nother avenue.
Whole another avenue, right? Exactly.
I want to get a tag-in grenade launcher and pound the hell out of my enemy faster than I want a ghillie suit. So
Nice.
that's just my style of play. But I love the sniper. But to answer your question, there is a style. And how do you fight the snipers on the hill that you can't reach?
Right.
Run forward, motherfucker.
Look at my picture. I'm running.
You're harder to hit when you're running.
Exactly.
And if you keep running and pop smoke, you can get to that man because he's like this. Pop.
Exactly.
Pop. and you could overwhelm him with Smoke and 3 guys.
You can. I like it.
Yeah.
MacGyver from Sweden. Fan Kora. MacGyver from Sweden. He says he's a good friend of mine from my Euro big games we do in Germany. He does an airbow too. He's got an airbow. Have you used one of those airbows?
Wow, my hat's off to the people who
an airbow
pull back. Of course,
that's crazy talk. That's like I saw a guy Canada using airbow with first strikes. It was amazing. That's great.
Wow.
So yeah, somebody also Angel also said too. Where is it, Angel? Where's your comment? It was about there we go. This is what a lot of people also think about box mags. They're basically upside down hoppers, right?
Listen, people are always going to complain about box mags. People just want to complain, and it's so stupid. It's just like you have to realize that there are not 40 box mags on the field on this side and 40 box mags on that side. So stop complaining and participate in games that set rules.
Right.
Any game I go to has rules, and they say 2 box mags per side.
Yeah.
And maybe only 1. So, there are limitations, and every box mag that comes on the field has no pods. So all these people that complain that that box mags are nothing but an upside down hopper.
Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, we don't have a pod behind us that we can reload with because box mags in Magfed don't reload on the field. Once you're out, you switch to mags. That's the rule. That's the rule.
So how much were you holding, like 250 in the box mag?
It holds maybe 315, 320 in the box mag.
Right.
So, in the first 5 minutes, I could be out, and I'm like, fuck!
Exactly.
There's no more dumping of pods. It's okay. Put the box mag down and go to first strikes. And bing, 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 bing. It's not an upside down hopper. It's a squad. I'm on a team of 8 guys, 9 guys.
Yeah.
And if 7 or 6 of us or 9 of us show up, wouldn't it be awesome if we had a heavy gunner and one guy brought a box mag? That's what every squad in the military has. So I'm more military. Magfed for me is mil sim, more than like bright T-shirts and a fast gun. I'm like, I played the video game SOCOM because that was team oriented, and the people who won brought grenades and smoke in the video game. Grenades, smoke, overpower. That's how I approach paintball. It's not this, it's smoke, communication, grenades, and then pop, 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 pop.
Yep.
It's the whole kit and caboodle. I want to walk on the field with everything.
I agree. You know what? That's interesting. When we're doing the end game, we've done at Hollywood Sports. You didn't get to Hollywood Sports, right?
Oh, we did. We played with you. We did the
pistol game or
a pistol game before Dominion, the day before.
I'm sorry,
Friday before.
Absolutely. Stuff, but So we did.
I made a video of that. Running with the devil. That was awesome.
We did it.
Running with the devil.
We actually did a pistol. Yeah, we did a pistol game at Hollywood Sports. Now at Hollywood Sports, it's a very CQB. That's basically the whole place, and that's how I learned how to play. I thought that's all paintball was just CQB. Awesome. I didn't understand about long distance, sniping, that kind of stuff. But what I enjoy about that kind of stuff was the intimacy of being able to be that close to somebody else. It was a chess game basically to figure out that kind of stuff, and that's when I started learning about. We all have a role to play. Some people don't like to go into buildings. They don't want to get that close. And some people don't, that kind of thing. And I just think that, like you just said, if it was a military situation, there is that guy that like has the box mag to
gotta get heads down.
Yeah, exactly.
Get heads
so
down.
We can move up, right? Exactly. So the interesting thing is, we did we're doing this end game coming up, and we've done it was basically Magfed against stock class in Hollywood Sports. This was about, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. And so the stock class guys are, old guys, like I'm old, but the old G guys kind of thing. And they're like, having a good time. And the Magfed guys were like really taking it serious kind of thing, which was good for me because a lot of times what would happen was like 5 or 6 stock class guys would go into the maze and just start talking. Remember we did this with the autococker? Remember? And I'm like, really? Okay, if that I can hear you guys. I just like start John Wicking them, bam, 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 like this. And they're like, what the fuck? I said, you guys are talking too much, right? I can hear you guys. You guys, and they said, oh, so they started readjusting how they did things. But that was the cool thing, is that we all got to play on each other's, common ground kind of thing. Now, if you, Jordan, walked into the maze with a saw or what your box mag kind of thing and just started spraying people, that probably would have pissed a bunch of people off, right?
Well, you don't spray people. You bop, 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 bop,
Exactly. Right.
hit them 2 or 3 times. I mean,
Right.
the box mag is more threatening than anything, because in paintball, you have respect for the person you're shooting, and I'm not going to light them up,
Right.
But if you're peeking your head around this corner, I'm going to put 6 or 7 paintballs on that piece of wood that you're looking at.
Right,
so
right.
you're going to be like, holy shit, I'm not looking out that window. 6 or 7 paintballs went by. And when your head comes out, I'm only going to pop you twice. Bop, bop, bop. 2, 3 times.
I agree. Listen, Panda Attack, hello from Mexico. How are you? He's this whole panda thing is great. Have you seen a lot of the guys wearing the panda stuff? But this panda guy he's amazing. He's really cool. I'm going to see him we're doing an event in Mexico, in Baja, in February. And so it's going to be great to see him there. And we've got a special guest. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Jimmy.
If it isn't my great friend from the East Coast.
What's going on? Hell yeah, bro.
So, Jimmy, listen. Yes, I understand it's an art. And listen, I always tell the story that when I was in Quebec, I was in Montreal at the paintball event, and this guy, he's just a really cool cat. He was off to the side in the camping area, and he was shaving down the bottom of his first strikes, right? And then he was weighing them on a little, I thought he was doing drugs or something. He was weighing them, right? And then he was putting all the ones that weighed the same in one pile, and the nipple on the top of the first strike, he was shaving that. This was his therapy.
That's a sniper for you.
He just loved what he was. And I'm like, just watching him for I'm drinking a local Quebecois beer. And I'm like watching, I said, this is just fantastic. Right. And he said, this is what I do. And that's when I realized that, these people make jokes about paintball snipers is like, anybody can sit on the hill and do that. Yeah, you could. Technically, I could take Lobo's gun and probably shoot people. But I can take anybody's camera and shoot too. But if I don't have the eye, I'm not going to get really good pictures. You know what I'm saying? The sniper and the photographer, they know what they're looking for. They know their distance. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole package. But people always look on the outside and go, the box mag, the sniper. No, there's a lot more going on here, right, Jimmy?
Well, that's kind of like a topical issue, because I mean, if you think about it now, there's no quenching or satisfying the internet. There's no satisfying anybody at this point in time. Box mags have been that controversial factor in Magfed for, I want to say, quite a bit of time. Dating back to even before the die dam with the
people who complain about box mags, don't play Magfed.
That's 100%.
So you just have to ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Everyone who criticizes isn't on the field, because when I'm on the field, when a box mag is shooting at me, I like the pressure. I like the pressure. The thing about paintball is you're entering a world where you don't have this pressure in life every single day.
Right.
So you're able to enter a world of play that can instigate things out of us that are unique.
Yes.
And that's from stress and having to figure out and communicate and do. So it's process and do. In my life, I don't have to figure out how to get down the field and defuse a bomb while people are shooting at me. But when you go to a Cell Team 6 game, all of a sudden I have to defuse a bomb and communicate with my teammates while people are shooting at me. That is stressful. And I like being successful in learning how to put these actions together, and that's like, wow, I like being a part of a team that does things like this, and you can't do it alone. You got to be on.
And I'm just gonna top off on SOCOM here, and then this is coming from somebody who's been very gracious enough to play with him and the boys with the Warlords and stuff here on the East Coast. We see him pretty much every time. Any big event you can possibly name, they're there. When SOCOM is explaining that pressure is probably one of the number one things you want to have or you want to experience, this is the best that you're going to get, especially at games like Cell Team 6, where an objective, a nuclear bomb is in the middle of the field and it's one or the other. One team has to grab it and defuse it, or the other one has to arm it or such. You want to have that sort of realism. That's kind of what a lot of people wanted to bring into it before, but no one knew how to execute it up until like certain game modes like Magfed Pro Shop with Kush and the Dominion franchise, Magfed Society when they're starting to pick up with their Kilo 6.9s. Once that started coming in, that is where we started seeing, okay, this is something that needs to be pursued, because you have real props that can act, basically. You have producers who are basically night and day working their life away, pretty much making these games and these props. Shout out to Angel the God from Magfed Society on that matter too. But there's a lot of other producers who try to make that realism feel, that pressure feel.
Right.
When time is against you or time is with you. That's something that I mean, throughout the time I've been gracious enough since 2013 to be part of this Magfed revolution from the very beginning. To me was, oh my God, what have I just gotten myself into?
Nice.
And I don't think people are ever gonna see the same of it eventually. What we used to play with it in the past and what we used to perceive as a pressure sensitive game is now evolved tremendously, even now till 2019. So I mean, we can only go up from here. I think this point, all we're missing is NPCs and annoying third entities who can do everything in their power to absolutely disrupt you. I mean, that's something I've been wanting for an X amount of time. But
Nice. Let me ask you something about attitudes. So I'm from Cali. I was born and raised here. I get called a hippie all the time, and I don't care. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, but I'm just as tough as you guys, and I've proven that all over the world. It doesn't matter. But I've always looked at the East Coast guys as, let's take paintball out of the equation for a minute. There is a tougher element. You guys, whether you're New Yorkers, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what the fuck? Like this, like there's a whole thing. And then you combine paintball with that, where then there's like they're tough and they're paintball guys, right? The beast from the east, that kind of stuff, kind of thing. Okay.
Totally.
And then I remember there was like that element of like them when you guys were coming out to the Dominion, they looked at Californians as like soft and avocados, and you guys were the tough. Now, do you think that across the board there is kind of maybe different, people are more, I have an answer for this. I do have an answer because I played all over the world. But do you guys think that the East Coast guys, and don't just say it because you're East Coast guys, but do you guys think that the East Coast is a more aggressive play style with Magfed?
I'll let SOCOM talk to that one first. I'll give him
100%, baby. Holy shit. Listen. When it's 28 degrees and you climb into your car and the forecast is it's getting colder, listen, we're hardcore. Nothing will stop us. Rain, sleet, snow. If the game is planned, there was one game I picked up my crew. We're driving down the road, and all of a sudden I see a car on the side of the road, and he's off to the side. And I was like, oh shit, man, that guy's off to the side. I wonder if he hit a deer. And then next thing I know, on the other side of a barrier, I saw another car on the other side of the divider that was fucked up. I was like, holy shit, that guy. I was like, maybe a deer ran across the road. Now that person on that side of the barrier. And then all of a sudden, I'm driving down and I feel, I was like, yo, I just slipped on ice. And I, from that point, going to Long Island, I started counting. and all of a sudden there's an 18-wheeler on the other side. So if I was like, fuck guys, we got to turn around and go home, well, there's a 2-hour wait because that 18-wheeler, if I turn around, all these cars are piled behind him. No one's going anywhere. So I said, look, the temperature's cold. It's getting warmer throughout the day. Let's keep going. We counted on the way there 86 car accidents.
Yo, shit. That's
86. Great. So, you know, if we're willing to drive on the roads where 86 cars get into accidents, we're hardcore. We're hardcore. Okay. And I think the temperature and that makes people hard. You know, when it's 55, the coldest, you guys aren't that hard, man. You guys aren't that hard.
Wait, I got to wear a parka. It's 55. I got to wear a parka. Hang on a second.
55 is paintball weather.
Exactly. No, I love all weather. But listen, Frank, here in the West Coast, also we have hot weather, right? You guys have the cold weather, and we've got the hot weather. Now, I have played in both. I played in the snow with a kilt on. I played in my snow. I played in the thing. I was in the Israeli army, and we were like 120 in the Negev, right? So you learn how to adapt. And the biggest thing that I learned, whether it's hot or cold, is you have to adapt to your adapt or die. You have to adapt to your situation, right? Okay, cool. You can't fight it. You can't fight the cold. You can't fight the heat. You're just in it, and you just plow forward and that kind of stuff. And so I think, though, that on the West Coast, we have a lot of paintball fields, and sometimes we don't do a lot of traveling because California is pretty big, and we can hit, SC Village or Camp Pendleton, or we can hit a lot of different places. You guys, though, you do a lot of cross-state kind of stuff, right? Or you guys do a lot of Pennsylvania, Upper New York, New Jersey. You guys do a lot of like that kind of stuff, right?
60-minute drive is the average, and sometimes it goes an hour and a half, 2 hours, and some bigger games 3 hours.
Okay. And occasionally, if it's really like a big game that can't be missed, it's probably off almost 4 to 5 hours. If we go down more south towards Maryland or North Carolina in this case, so
North Carolina is 10 hours right there.
Oh, there you go. See, SOCOM's there for me right there. So I mean, it depends on how far south and how desperate we want to get to a game. Then it's something we'll make it.
Pablo's saying to shut the fuck up and stop. Pablo. No, but okay. So how about this? And you guys can tell me the stats because I don't know. I usually travel within the States, Mexico. I'll go to Canada, Europe, whatever else. But I don't usually, GI usually doesn't send me to your Magfed games on the East Coast. Now, do you find that more East Coast guys come to the West or vice versa? What do you find?
Well, the only East Coast guys going to the West is thanks to Dominion and Kusha.
Right.
There aren't other games that have invited us and that we're going. Okay. If someone goes to California for a game, I don't know of it. I know of Dominion. So God bless Kusha and the work that he's done to promote, Magfed.
And I think there's also games in Midwest. Like I think that sub-story to Dominion as well. Was it paintball? Was it paintball explosions? The World War?
World War, right?
Event, but they had the Magfed Day ones and stuff. Like I remember a lot of more East Coast presences I've seen come more towards the Midwest and to the West Coast. I think if we were to put it in more that, I guess in that perspective, it's more East Coast are starting to shift over to the West and coming out to Western games and such. Predominantly maybe for the weather. I don't know. I think that's kind of like a shifting issue, but other than that, it's also the experience. So,
all right. And in Mexico, it says here in Mexicali, we hit 122s in the summer. That's true. Wow. I remember one time we were driving to Mexico from Los Angeles, and it was really hot. We crossed the border, and the temperature gauge, it said no mas. So hot. Never mind. Wow. Joke. Never mind. It didn't say no mas. Anyway, but anyway, listen. The reason I'm asking is because when I'm thinking about Magfed, I'm kind of an individual. I've never been a team guy. And so I don't really know the intricacies of, I know you guys have like the Black Dolphins, the Liberty Warlords. You've got like the, whatever you guys got a bunch of teams over there, right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
We have the Angels of Death. We have,
right.
The Iron Man Original Team Ghost Company. We have like the whole bang.
Like the, what was the movie with the Warriors? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you like the movie The Warriors. So what I'm asking is that do you feel that that there's a balance in Magfed, that there's more enthusiasm on the East Coast versus the West Coast? Do you think that there's I don't know. You tell me.
That's kind of hard, honestly. That's something you can't really answer. You can't really gauge that either because, it's pockets. If you don't really want to think about it like region-wise, yes. I mean, because we can say that the Northeast is pretty much predominantly the Beast Coast or the East Coast, but then we're excluding Florida, and then we're excluding parts of North Carolina. And then for, I guess, in California and such, it's more pocket-based than it is, because I only see a lot of the Magfed talking, a lot of the Magfed traffic more middle to southern, and then occasionally a pocket up north. It's dependent. I don't know. I don't really want to say it's one or the other. I think it's just dependent on where the heavy traffic's coming from. Because if you look at like Chicago, for instance, or Indiana, it's from all over the place. They're all from the neighboring regions, and that makes up one whole and little continent. So it's just dependent.
Nice. Okay, cool. I got it. All right. So somebody's looking at Magfed for the first time. They want to jump into this thing. They're like okay, so we're basically, in a sense, ambassadors or representatives of our sport. We, not just us in this show, but in general, that when we go to a rec ball game or whatever else, and we're all decked out in our clothes, and people or kids are coming up to us, and they're, I want to look like you, want to act like this kind of stuff. Is there a go-to gun that you guys say, like for a Magfed? You go, listen, this is a great intro gun, and let's
So people have to just purchase several guns to find what they like. So you're not going to find the gun your first time out. I could say First Strike T15, that's the gun I use. You may be lucky and buy that and be like, I'm happy with this, I don't need anything else. And you may find that with other guns. Yeah. It depends on your style of play. But the reality is, there's no starter gun. It's
TMC. Maybe you don't think the TMC would be a great.
Listen, I'm a first strike shooter.
Okay.
So out of the gate, the only games I go to, I shoot first strikes.
Okay.
So I don't shoot.
We're talking about a newbie that loves you. They're like,
listen, a newbie who loves paintball will eventually shoot first strike.
Okay,
so
you can't just give them a first strike gun and say, look, these are 75 cents each versus what I'm saying?
But it's also dependent on price point though, too, as well.
A first time Magfeder may be 40 years old and have all the money in the world.
All right.
So I can't think of a first time Magfeder as a 13-year-old because I only started playing in 2013 and I wasn't a 13-year-old.
All right.
Fuck yeah, baby. Spend your money, baby. Go for the best. I go for first strike. I shoot first strike rounds. They designed the round, and they had a T8, they had a T9, they had a T4.
Yeah.
They designed the round, and they designed the gun around the round.
Right.
And now I got two of them right here. Oh, they're my babies. Hold on a second.
What do we got? What would you tell a first timer?
Well, for me, a first timer can be anybody, really. For a first timer, if you want me to really just introduce you to the very bare bones of minimum, I would honestly just give them depending on what they want to shoot, because I can't really decipher who's a really first time player anymore, because we've seen them a lot in a lot of the MFOGs, and then we've seen a lot of the Magfed events. It's just I'm just gonna keep telling the same person over time. Just if you want something that looks like something that's capable of shooting, that looks like an AR, and it looks like it's something for you, I go with a TMC. But like SOCOM, I was introduced to first strike rounds at a very, very early time, and started with a Milsig, went to a T15, then went to the SAR, then went to the CCM. I started just religiously now starting to shoot more first strikes than round ball.
Nice. SOCOM, that was nice. For the people that don't know about Magfed, what were we just looking at?
That's a first strike T15.
Listen to what he just said, Jimmy. That's the first time. We all know that, but there's other people watching the show that don't know anything about what you're talking about. So, oh wait, is that your ride? Do you have to go? Someone's got to go.
Yeah.
Is that your ride? Someone?
No.
Is that your ride?
See, that's what happens when you sit in or that's what happens when you live in an apartment building and you have.
That's not you. Didn't you get out of your car? Aren't you driving Uber? That's the passenger. He's like telling you to hurry up, and he wants you to hurry up and get back in the car. Hey, I gotta go someplace.
They don't need to know that. That's what they pay for. It's called the convenient ride away.
Exactly.
I think they get there fast.
That's the what was the one that they do regular XL? They do what's the one you can ride?
Luxury and some other stuff. Something like that.
Yeah, and then now they have the Jimmy Sun ride where you can just.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leisurely stroll my way over there. That's what I'm gonna do.
I got to do some shopping, and then I got a show to do. So maybe I'll get back to you.
Yeah, well, I'll come back when I get there.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So listen, SOCOM. Listen. So I don't know anything about paintball. I don't know anything about first strikes. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're showing me this beautiful gun that looks like a real gun, right? Absolutely. Who makes this gun?
First Strike.
First Strike. Okay. And then what's the price point on that?
$500.
That's
not bad. I mean, a SAR is what, $1,600?
Depends on the package, but I think the cheapest one is like $1,100, $1,200. Wow. Put me on it though.
Okay. So then I can get your gun. I can go buy, what is it? They're what, 75 cents a piece, maybe something like that. I don't know what it is.
No,
right?
The First Strike rounds. If you purchase 600, it'll cost you $180. Okay. So it ends up being maybe 29 or 30 cents around, 29, 30 cents around. So 30, 60, 90. Otherwise, if you're buying smaller amounts, it's 40 cents around, 40, 80, $1.20, 40, 80, $1.20.
That's why, you know what? And it's more expensive. Wait, we have a hater here. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dario. Yes, we're having a good time. So go back to whatever you were doing. And anyway, so listen, in Canada, a box of paint. Well, in Quebec on the East Coast, the French side of Canada, it would cost you maybe $300 for a box of paint, right? A box of paint. A regular 2,000 round box of paint is about $300, maybe a little bit more, right? So first strikes are a little bit more expensive too. So now this guy is my French friend is sitting down, and he's taking his time with these first strikes because this guy appreciates each one of these shots. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, now I know that maybe in California, I don't know how it is on the East Coast, but if you're just patient enough, you can collect them off the ground.
Yeah.
and reuse them.
Point of thumb, wear a shamar, kids. Wear a shamar. You'll catch them all the time. Start feeding them back into your mag and shooting them right back.
Exactly.
All the time.
Save your money. Spend your money on first strikes.
Yes, exactly. So we're doing this end game in December, and it's basically like I said, it's class stock guys, pump guys against Magfed guys, right? And I was telling the because our some of our guys are like snipers and whatever else and the ghillie suits, and I was telling the SoCal guys, I said, listen, just wait like 10 minutes into the game and you'll be able to pick up these first strikes and give them back to them, like through your just muzzle load your gun and just shoot them back.
Don't tell them that. Let us have the advantage. They don't know it yet. It's okay.
Exactly. No, but as far as the guns are being designed, yeah, I have when I got my 8.1s, my Tiberius, they had rifled barrels, right? A Lapco made these barrels, and then when my TPXs, there was a company called Hammerhead, which is now owned by MCS. They gave me my first rifled barrels, and then Tippmann came up with the upgrade kit, so you can actually make your pistols into first strike rounds, right? I'm diddly accurate in the first place. Now you have rifled barrels with first strike rounds. Forget about it. There's like darts, bang, bang. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big proponent. I love first strike rounds. I love all Magfed. From Mexico. Wait, no. What do we have here? There's Angel's talking about the East Coast West Coast attitudes or the feelings here. West Coast ballers tend to be more aggressive on average. East Coast guys are more dedicated, though. Woods ball is huge on the East Coast. A lot of Californians don't travel. Yes, like I said, a lot of them don't travel. And also, sometimes a lot of people on the West Coast will say, I don't know if maybe with some rain on my windshield. I don't know, like this. But the hardcore guys that we have, the hardcore Magfed players that will go play in desert conditions like 115 degrees or when it's our cold kind of thing. Yeah, those are our fantastic guys. I love all you Magfed guys, and I was always looking at that because sometimes if you take somebody who's training in Denver or in Boulder, and they're breathing different air. You know what I'm saying? So when they come down, they have you guys are training in a different environment. You guys are training in a colder environment. You're probably training more. So when you came out to Cali, it was like a whole different world. It was probably easier, maybe like what Jordan was saying about lifting weights when he was walking.
For those type of events, like especially if you're definitely playing in a different climate, you always want to try to condition your body or train your body in such a manner that would allow you to be able to adapt to whatever changes should be. I mean, a true testament, honestly, would be me going to Sweden, and then obviously the Swedish environment, it's a little bit cooler than typical on a summer day. Obviously, in the East Coast, it's like a 90, 95 degree day is considered quite hot. But in Sweden, the hottest temperature over there is like, unless it's a heat wave or a regular day, it's probably like 75 degrees.
Wow.
So it's pretty drastic. So, I mean, if you learn to adapt and control your breathing, I think that's like the number one thing for any players to learn how to control your breathing. It's probably one of the best things to do.
Nice. Very good. Why isn't Blake Simon what is it? Wait, what is it? Why isn't Blake Simon involved in this Magfed Mania show? NJ Patel, what's going on, brother, man? Go back to work. He's an essential worker, isn't he? You're on it, dude. He's something in the medical, right? Isn't he? I think he does heart surgery or something. What's he do? He owns a hotel. No, he owns a motel and a heart surgeon. I'm just joking. He doesn't own a motel. All the Patels own. He's the only Patel that doesn't own a motel. What's up, brother, man? How are you? Anyway, so listen. All right. So, Jimmy, I've known you for a long time as well. Did you get into it? You said what, 2013, 14?
Yeah, roughly around 2013.
And was it your first foray into it, or did you play regular paintball before?
So I had, my long story short is in 2012, I was introduced it by a very good friend of mine that basically raised me like a brother, a younger brother, and a very extended younger brother, in fact. My parents knew people who worked at this a diner that basically lives across the street from me. It's literally right around the corner from me. And that son basically raised me like a younger brother, always taught me, things, as someone that's like 22 years older than I am. He taught me about paintball, and I got into it. At the time he was already with his team. And he was telling me, showing me all these videos, and I'm like, oh shit, this is so cool. Then around 2013, he and I got to talking about going to my first paintball game. I pretty much said, fuck it, why not? Let's go. And turns out that first game was the invasion of Normandy at Skirmish.
Wow.
So game of 2,000 players, just paint basically flying at you as soon as the doors drop. For the invasion, we played for the Allies. Shout out to the 29th Infantry. And that's where I kind of said, this is my place to be. This is where I want to be. And I decided to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to try Magfed, because Magfed is something new. I haven't seen many people use it. I saw Alabaster Slim. I was watching Wolf at the time. And it kind of divulged into that decision. All right, I'm going to go Magfed because Alabaster Slim made it look cool. And from there, it took off from there. I mean, I went through a lot of companies. I went through Milsig. I bought a lot of Milsig products, and I bought First Strike products, and then it evolved from there. It just got out of hand from there.
Let me ask you a question about that. There was a let me see. I'm not going to go too deep in history though, but so basically I started 2008 and I didn't really know about paintball in general. I like what I'm doing. I'm plowing forward. Then I started looking at the media. Actually, YouTube was just kind of starting to grow. Facebook, I don't think was around yet. Everything was just kind of still starting growing a little bit. And then I saw Wolf, right? And I saw his videos and I said, oh, that's interesting, right? And then when you started getting into it, then I started learning about Alabaster and Hedgehog, all these kind of guys, and it started just blossoming from there. And then it became like oversaturated, basically. There was like the whole world became oversaturated, and then we had Eslabs, the whole thing. Okay, cool. What were you guys seeing? What were you guys seeing that like when you found out about it and you were like,
excuse me,
Corona? Hey, see where you are. Wait, I got to clean my microphone now. Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
It doesn't come through the. It doesn't ever. Anyway, what were your influences when you started going online?
Mine was totally Alabaster Slim.
Okay.
Totally.
For me, it was Alabaster first, and then it was the Hidden Hedgehog for sure.
Nice. Okay.
Oh boy, I have to. I can't. I love Dario. Dario's my man.
Dario, why are you wearing a mask? What's going on with you?
Why am I wearing my mask?
Take that shit off. You're on the street, bro. You ain't gonna
What are you
catch
doing,
Corona.
man? Are you one of the guys that drive in your car with your mask on? I mean, come on, like.
I don't drive a car. Jordan drives me.
All right. All right. You guys are New Yorkers. You guys don't drive, right?
Only true New Yorkers.
Yeah. Dude. All right. So anyway,
wear a mask when you're outside, bro. You always gotta do that.
I'm always wondering about the influences because what's happening is Jordan, you make videos too, right? Where do we find your videos?
Octa what?
What?
My channel is Octa what? OCTOWHAT, one word. Octa what?
Okay. What does that mean?
Okay. In 1983, James Bond came out with a movie called Octopussy.
Yes.
And in the movie theater, we were 12 years old, something like that, 12, 13. My friend Chip, he's sitting next to me, and James Bond introduces himself, and he says, I'm Bond, James Bond. And the woman says, I'm Octopussy. And my friend sitting next to me is like, Octa what? And the whole movie theater started laughing, man. It was fucking brilliant. So, I became a boat owner at one point. I named my boat Octopussy.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, okay, I need a YouTube channel. And every name I typed in was taken. So I was like, I'll just name it Octa what?
I like it.
In honor of that RKO movie theater experience in New Rochelle, New York in 1983.
Nice. I like it. Were the floors sticky?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, that's New York. All right. Listen, NJ says that he's in surgery. He can't join in. The patient is more important than the stupid show, and that he's gonna. No, he didn't say that, but he said he just hopes. He wishes us all well. How did it get so dark all of a sudden? What happened over there? Look at he was like in the lit air. I was like, man, that's
tall
quick.
buildings out here, man. Tall buildings.
Dude, listen, hey, are you walking the Macy's route?
I just passed Macy's actually. I'm walking home.
Oh, dude, I'm jealous of you guys. I'm a big Christmas, obviously. I'm a big holiday guy, and it would be great to see that one day. Just to have everybody bundled up. You guys get to wear your sweat. Look at. It's too hot, man. It's like you got to wear our sweaters. You got to wear sweaters. All right. So, Jimmy, you got a website? Are you any place, any media stuff? Anything we can find you?
Honestly, with media, it's just pretty much my own personal stuff. Obviously, Jimmy Sun's one of them on Facebook. On Instagram, it's JS_DA_great and spelled GR8 with the letter 8 with the number 8 and the T. But
wait a minute. Wait, Jimmy, what's your background? You're Chinese?
I'm Taiwanese.
Same thing, whatever. Anyway.
You're trying to start fires here. I see how it is.
1948. Hey, look at that island. Let's go over there. Wait a minute. The communists are winning? Well, let's jump over to this island. Yeah. Never mind. Oh, wait. Somebody's already here. It's called Formosa. Wait. That's okay. We'll take it. We'll take what
we can get. Wine as well, right?
We'll just take it and we'll call it our Little China. That's what we'll call it. Yeah, exactly. And we'll speak Mandarin. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. You see, Reaper's got the idea already.
There you go. Hey, Mosao. Okay. Anyway, so listen. So The reason I just joked about that is because you put 8, and for Chinese infinity, it's a very important number. So you probably didn't do that on purpose, but I'm guessing no. See that? I gave you too much credit, right?
See, Reaper, you know me too well. I don't like this.
Exactly. Fuck you.
I heard what little things that you said about with Lobo. Trust me.
Which one? Which one, dude? I don't listen. I'm off the hook. I don't speak with a filter, and everything I do is from my heart, and it's in a good place. So there.
That's good. That's good.
There you go. If you guys want to hate me, fuck you. There you go. Okay. All right. I don't care anymore. Hey, look who's here. Hey, are you sitting for your mugshot? What are you doing there? Look at you, man. Where's the little number plate? Where's that? This is what you look like. No, this looks like a passport picture, actually. It's like a live passport picture.
This is like a wanted poster more than anything.
Talking about like clean walls.
Exactly. So wait, Dario, you joined in late, right? Didn't you join in paintball or Magfed late also? When did you start playing?
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Oh, I was gonna, like just.
When did you start playing paintball, Dario?
Try turn him around the other side. Try to see if that works. Oh, look at that. Oh, he went black. Anyway,
he'll never go back.
Oh, he went there. I love it. Anyway.
Okay.
So
I didn't hear anything you said.
There he is. Wait, hang on. All right. So Dario, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, cool. So when did you start playing Magfed?
Paintball since like 2009-ish, but Magfed, I had the Tipex, so I guess I kind of was doing that too. But
yeah,
Magfed first game was it was a meetup. It might have been 2015, I think, or maybe 2014. It was one of the first meetups that they did at High Velocity.
Very cool.
I think it might have been 2015. That was a game that Smoke put together. That's where I first met Jordan too.
And so where did you guys like look in the yellow pages for paintball teams? How did you like stumble across your paintball teams?
So thank God, at the first 0 hour, I had seen on the field the Liberty Warlords, and I recognized them from videos that I'd seen before. And I, at some point during the game, was like, I'm just going to follow these guys because they're communicating and they're bringing the action. So I just kind of followed these guys, and just because they were talking, and that's how you win at paintball, is communicating and bringing the action. And then I think we started talking at that event and exchanged numbers, and
that's cool.
Shortly after that, it became a warlord.
I like it. And Jimmy, they found you at Home Depot? What? I'm joking.
No, they found me on the corner of the street on like what was it, on 42nd Street and then 7th Avenue.
See, I wouldn't know that. I'm not from New York. Is that like a high-end place? Is that like
no? 42nd Street's Times Square. It's kind of just the abbreviated version of Times Square. But I joined my team in 2014 with one of my good friends, and since then I think when I met Jordan and I met Dario and such, I was going through what I think my team was basically called the reconstruction phase. I was the only sole survivor of my team after everyone had a family and moved on and everyone had their own.
Which, by the way, it was very funny. It's very funny for Jimmy to say that the Sons of Hades are going to a game, and it was literally just him.
It was just one guy. Yeah, I know. I think about that now. It's kind of funny.
Wait a minute. That's why it's Jimmy's son, right? Just one son. Exactly. No.
Exactly. There's only one, and that's it. That's all it's gonna have.
Exactly. There was no sons. It was just him. Yep. I got it. So then, what team did you end up going to?
So I ended up staying with the Sons of Hades, and now I've got my little group of guys that I love so much with my own life.
That's fine. That's cool. All right, cool. All right, I got it. Dario, what team are you on? Dario?
What team am I on? The Liberty City Warlords is what I'm on.
Yay.
Must be a rival gang.
Yay.
It sounds like, right?
Yay! I like it. I like it. What would you
No,
guys?
I'm
What
on
would be the
Liberty
biggest?
Warlords of Jordan.
What's the
That's an
what's the
inside
biggest?
joke.
What's okay? Yeah. Thanks for the inside jokes that we don't talk. No, but yeah, thanks. Great. Good job.
T1.
Very cool. You guys, what would be the biggest team on the East Coast?
Wow. That's a good one.
You're looking at it. No.
Yeah, Jimmy's team. Him and his brothers.
Biggest like amount of people.
Yeah, that's how you would say.
I think SAS on the East Coast has the largest amount of people because they've been around the longest and they go, nationwide, globally.
Okay.
So
all right,
that would have to be the largest.
But if you're talking about like big teams by notoriety, you're kind of looking at two of them right here. Just saying.
I mean, when teams show up in numbers at a game, not many teams have 10 players, 9 players. Liberty Warlords at times will bring 9 players. The only other team that I know that rivaled us in terms of showing up was DFS. DFS would show up with 30 guys, and we were like, how the hell do they have 30 guys on the team? And they were all good. So God bless DFS. They were fucking
nice. So in North Carolina, they have Venom. That's Ryan Harris's team, and they're the biggest. I played with them 2 weekends ago for our Folda event. Great guys, amazing, big hearts, fantastic. SAS, never heard of them. That's Ryan Harris. Hey, Ryan Harris, there's your shout out, brother man. Okay, boys, listen. We covered a lot of bases. It was just, again, a fun show. There's no specific topic. It's just fun and MagFed and just having a great time. I really appreciate you guys. I love MagFed.
I don't want to end. So, one of
you don't want to end?
No.
You got to put another quarter in. Hang on a second.
Let's put another quarter in. One of the things I watched some of your shows in preparing for tonight's show. I watched some of your previous shows.
Okay.
And one of the things that I liked when you did a show with Magfed Florida.
Yeah.
These guys, it sounds like they changed the game with calling hits. And I appreciate that. And I think East Coast, Beast Coast should implement this a little bit more. It takes the bitching out of it. I mean,
are we talking about airsoft or paintball?
No, I mean, look, paint check, fuck your paint check.
You're supposed to get out when you get shot.
You fucking got tapped. You can't see it. Just take a walk.
Wait a minute. This is an airsoft problem. Are you talking who doesn't get out? This is like,
listen, the larger the games get, when you have 4-on-4 or 6-on-6, everyone's calling everything. When you have 150 versus 150, people get a little bit more liberal with calling shit. So I'm just saying, from watching your previous shows, it sounded like the guys in Magfed, Florida squashed it. And by doing so, meaning it sounds like if there's an argument, I shot you, paint check, the fucking guys will cancel the game. Guys, go to the parking lot. The fucking game's over.
Right.
I would appreciate that at our games.
Yeah.
If I fucking said I shot you and you're calling for a paint check, let's call the fucking game, dude.
Right.
Look, I'm only saying that because one of the best games I went to was Platoon Leader, and we played. If you get tapped, we don't need to see did it break.
Right.
Because we're playing Milsim.
Yeah.
And if the producers of the games in the briefing, when we're doing security, guys, you got to wear your face mask at all times. The refs are on the field. If you also say there are no paint checks and there are no, can you ask, did this hit? Did it break?
Right.
Hey, when you feel the fucking sting, put your fucking hand up and walk away.
Right.
It just makes better game. Everyone works hard to tap you.
Right.
And if I tap you and you're like, oh, it didn't break, fuck you, bro. It was a bullet in real life. I tapped you. You're fucking dead.
Right. If you guys, I think what you're saying is that we're not playing NXL. Because in speedball, the only time you're out is if the referee tells you you're out. Do you understand?
right.
I mean,
And
we're
Magfed,
not doing that.
Magfed should just step up a little bit more, and it's up to the game producers in the briefing to say, guys, we're adults. We're adults. And if you feel it, you don't have to say, paint check, buddy, did the ref just fucking walk? I nailed you. I'm working hard to nail you. I'm working hard. I nailed you.
Right.
That's it.
I like it. You have a very
Jordan's
good
always
attitude.
trying to nail the other players.
I like your attitude. It's fantastic.
It's how we elevate the game. And then the other thing I want to talk about, if before we end,
That's okay.
because
I'm not going anywhere.
look,
That's
the more people see this, this is what I got into Magfed, and I can go back to staging to grab more paint because I need it for this. And if God forbid I left this on the field, because it's a respawn and I'm walking back and forth 10 times.
Yeah.
If I left it on the field, it should be there when I come back.
That's true.
And Magfed started that way. And there's been instances where it isn't. And we just need, again, to elevate the game.
Okay.
And maybe in the staging areas, say, guys, we're not stealing people's markers. This is Magfed.
Right.
And the reason we're a part of this community and we're not a part of a speedball community is because we're acting adults.
Right.
And we're entering a different world. Magfed used to be that way. We need to come back to that. I want to leave my marker down and know that I'm surrounded by my friends.
Right. Right.
And then I come back and my marker's there.
I don't really follow your forums and shit like that, but one of the things I saw was Magfed tourists, right? Which is I guess someone that doesn't have the same heart that you guys have.
Yeah, Magfed tourists is really just an online entity. It's someone who chats but doesn't show up at the game.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, I don't like the way your games are. You know, like I was talking about box mags. Oh, I think box mags are like inverted hoppers.
I got it,
bro. You're fucking. You're a tourist because you're only online. You don't show up. If you showed up, you'd realize a box mag ain't a big thing because he only has one box mag.
Right. I got it. So again, when I started playing in 2008, and then I was there before what would you call it? The birth of your Magfed thing? The revolution, right? Okay, cool. So I got grandfathered in basically, and the players that I played with here, they were honest, good guys. They were just like, we were all in the same boat. We liked minimum ammunition. We liked to, and we gave each other high fives if they got us out. That it was a whole thing, right? Yeah. And again, I play all over the place, but I don't really play. When I'm traveling all over the world, we don't usually just do a Magfed only thing. It's usually just open class kind of thing. Right. And you do get a lot of that kind of like overshooting, that kind of, the whole thing, right? I got all that kind of stuff, but I have noticed a difference in the element basically of people who now becoming Magfed kind of thing. It's different than, and that's only like in 10 years, 5 years or 7 years kind of thing. The whole,
It's changed only in the last 3 years. It's changed only in the last 3 years.
Right.
It was a little tighter, and now it's a little bit broader. And that broader element isn't the cleanest because shit happens, and I don't want shit to happen. I like small, and if we can have small, then we just need to talk about it. If theft is a cancer, then at every briefing when we talk about you guys must wear face masks, say, motherfucker, don't steal your fellow Magfed's gun.
Right.
We're adults. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it seems like an issue for you. Has this been happening?
It's not an issue because it doesn't happen often. But if you go to a 0-hour game, which would draw 400 people, shit happens.
Got it.
And it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's 400 people. We're here to play Magfed. And if we're playing Magfed, we're mature. Because we understand it's 1 versus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Right.
We're on a level playing field.
Yeah.
We're here for the heart of the sport. No one's here to overshoot. We're here to have a good time.
What's interesting is that I've been to some parks all over the place, but I've been to certain parks sometimes, and the rule is whatever you don't want, leave out. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you were just saying was, like if you leave your gun someplace, you should be able to come back and pick them up again.
Right.
And some parks I've been to, it's like, why don't you just put a bow on them? Because you're just basically giving your shit away, right?
Well,
So some places need lockers, and
listen,
then some places,
I can go to MSG paintball in upstate New York and leave whatever I want out. And it's a good, clean family MSG paintball. It's a good, clean family park. The owners are good, and no one steals there. And I
Nice.
feel comfortable. There's a
Nice.
few places that are like that,
Yeah.
and the rest of Magfed need to be that way. If I go to a larger paintball field, it should be the same way. And it's who's involved, and if the bad elements are being involved, then me, who drove to the game with my buddy who knows the guy that stole the gun,
Oh,
I'm a part of it, man. Everyone knows someone that stole the gun. So just get rid of these people. You got to shame these people. There's
Yeah.
only one or two involved because it's only happened once or twice, but they need to be shamed the fuck out of the game. We don't need to harp on it because it's not a big deal. But if we're wrapping up, there's things that I want to talk about that I think every game producer should talk about this. And then another thing, I keep going to games, and the game producers don't really harp on. We have a cardboard box for lost and found. Bring the lost and found back, because not everyone is writing their name on their gear,
No.
and every magazine is $20.
Yeah.
And you got to write your name on your gear, and you got to be honest and turn that shit into lost and found. And you can't be a vulture and look for lost and found to see what you want. No. Only approach the lost and found if you lost something. You know what I'm saying?
See
No,
that?
I agree. I agree. Dad, listen, I agree. I understand. I think
I
you're
want
fantastic.
Magfed to be better. I want Magfed to be
I
better.
love your attitude. That's why you're on the show. I love
Thank
your
you.
attitude. You're fantastic, my brother.
Thank you. Thank
Listen,
you.
you're speaking the gospel that a lot of people want to hear. So I love it. I love it. Okay, listen, Dario, next time you're going to get a speaking part.
It looks like he's at the barber. He's wearing like
he's like, they gave me a
black
little
robe.
hat. It'll be okay. We won't cut your ears. Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. Okay, listen. No, listen, I got no place to go. I'm waiting for the parade. No. Jordan, you got some more you got some more things you want to get off your chest?
I need to shout out. I need to shout out to my team, to Flood LW09, to Apache LW08, to Raptor LW07, to Coster LW06, to Sleeper right there LW05, to Doc LW04, to Riddick LW02, and Captain Broken LW01. Shout out to my team, and Odinga. Hi.
Nice. So you guys
we miss you, Odinga.
LW, so there's no code. There's the Liberty Warlords, right?
Yeah, LW. We got patches, team patches.
And then also you've got that, and that's their numbers. I guess you've
exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. I should be a detective. Yes. Okay, figured that one out. Jimmy's son. Oh wait. Let me do this before I go around the horn. Jordan, is that everything off your chest, or you want to do you have any more? You want to?
Did I shout out to Coster LW06?
No. What about do you have any more issues? You have any more issues?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, cool. Hang on a second.
Love life.
Hang on a second. Ryan says I'm lurking around that lost and found bin. He's gonna be like, now you gave him a reason to live. There you go.
The producer needs to promote the lost and found bin.
Nice.
People need to be reminded, if you find something, bring it in.
Nice. All right. Jimmy's son, what do we got?
I don't know, what is there to talk about? I mean, Jordan just pretty much just devoured the entire scene right in there.
Sorry.
I don't mind at all. How you gonna have a Magfed show and not showcase Jimmy the fucking legend?
Whoa.
Like you, dude, Jimmy.
I don't know. I don't have the name legend yet. I need a couple more years. I'm not as up there yet as the rest of the guys.
Wait. Are you pointing at me?
Yeah, I'm pointing at all three of you.
Okay, good. All right, cool. I just want to make sure your finger was in the right direction when you were doing it.
Well, I can't tell. My lefts and rights are all over.
It's very funny. It's very funny. All right, Jimmy. So, Jimmy, what do we got? Is anything is something that's bothering you about MagFed?
No, there's really well. Do you really honestly want to hear like what's really bothering with MagFed? Nah, I don't think so.
Yes,
but,
I do. Because I got no place to go.
Where do I begin?
No. Listen, I just want the Reader's Digest version. I don't just give me the
now. I can't even tell you at this point. But
come on, there's nothing that's
there's only one thing that's really harping at my mind. I mean, even now, for the last 4 or 5 years, Jordan pretty much covered it straight through and through. Like we started, or not, we, as I say, for when we started, MagFed as a whole it was a very small group of guys who wanted to just have fun, people in like middle age, starting young age, going into their adult lifehood, kind of like, getting with these group of people and just, having fun, shooting pain and not caring about anything else. And then obviously as that grew, we started attracting a crowd and started attracting some other sour people who, we have a sour, set of bunches of people and stuff. The losing of, guns and stuff like that to itself now is and always going to be an issue that should always try to be rectified, but we never do it because, as much as the producers try to control it, there's always going to be that one person who does not abide by it, or the handful of people that doesn't abide by it. And, it ruins the game for a lot of us. Great example would have been in 2018 or 2017 with, and Jordan was know about it because Jordan and Sleeper were at the game at Kilo 69, I think it was Bravo or Charlie with Sandworm. At SAS when someone pretty much just walked up, took his M5 Magnus and left with it. Even to this day, we still don't know whatever happened to it.
Somebody who was holding it, or what?
No, it was so how EMR, which is the field that we played Kilo 69 at. The way it was structured is, the SAS guys or the third entity guys were staged right next to the entrance to the field. So from what I understood was that the marker was left on that table, and when Sandworm, I guess, stepped away for a couple seconds and came back, the marker was gone. And it's things like that kind of ruin this community in a sense, which is why I kind of like having that more closed community, more of a community dedicated to MagFed, because it's just, as much as I like newcomers, it's just they don't understand the influence. And as much as we try to show them and tell them how things run, it's like going through one ear and out through the other. So it's not, we need to change that culture really badly and really quickly, because the more this happens and the more this type of shit kind of happens to multiple other people, not just the few others that has happened in the past, then, that could hinder, paintball itself, and then that could also hinder even worse for MagFed, because, we can't protect our own equipment because people could literally just walk up and take it. Which is why everyone's so on edge now. Everyone's like very close, very safeguarded to their equipment. I miss that original freedom where we could just leave our markers out on tables and, right amongst a bunch of our friends, and it would never be stolen by the end of the day. That's what is like the biggest gripe I have. But,
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Again, I'm not a team player. I'm not in the MagFed community per se. I just do what I do kind of thing. Sometimes when people point out to me things online, or that you guys go and attack whatever, sometimes it can be a bit hard. It can be like, it can be mean spirited a lot of times. Well, sometimes if you're acting a certain way and you're being a certain way, you attract a certain, what I'm talking about? It's like, and I'm not blaming or saying that you guys shouldn't do what you guys do as far as the online chatter, that kind of stuff. But are you then actually, as the universe would say, attracting certain things, certain elements to yourself? If you're, if somebody doesn't know anything about paintball or MagFed, and they go online, and they go, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole, and that guy's, oh yeah, he's and then they go to the park and they go, well, fuck him, no one likes him anyway, I want to see him take his gun. I don't know. Is it that, or is it just that? Just this nature of people. They just show up, and
just larger amounts of players showing up brings bad elements. And if someone is a thief in life,
yeah, of course,
It's just a numbers game. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, the only way we can quash this numbers game is that person has friends.
Yeah.
And those friends can figure out that, I know he doesn't have money, but he's got another marker. They need to act. And if they can't shame him, they need to call the producers and be like, bro, this is who stole it. Fucking get the name out there. So if there is a thief, rat on your friend, man. They don't need to be in this community. This community thrives when we trust each other and we're a bigger, better family.
I agree.
So,
well, I mean, listen, there is no, as we always say, there's no governing body in our community. It's social justice, right?
Right.
And the social justice, again, it doesn't work unless you guys apply it. And so, exactly. So what I'm saying is that if there's a guy out there that's doing fake auctions, eventually he's going to get shut down, right? I mean, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Well, if there's a guy, maybe take a picture of people, whatever. And if that's an issue, do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I keep my stuff on me all the time, or it's in my car. So I don't know about that kind of thing. And again, the way that I was raised here in SoCal, if you don't want your objects anymore, leave them out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know what your world is.
There's some paintball parks, the last time I went playing paintball 2 weeks ago, you unload your car, you bring your bag to the field, you load up, and then you get on the field.
Yeah.
It sucks to have to go bring my bag back to the car, lock it up.
I understand.
You just want to go from there.
I'm cool. All right, Jimmy. So thanks for opening the bag of worms again, Jimmy.
No, of course. It's SOCOM did it. Why can't I?
I'm just joking. I love you, man. Okay, Captain America. You need to be on one of those little horses you put the quarter on. You look like he went to the best party and got fucked up, and you're just like coming down off the hangover. All right, Dario, what do you got for closing? I don't think he speaks English anymore. What's going on?
He's on mute. There he is.
What's up?
Dario, what do you got for closing? Anything you want to talk about? Anything is bothering you about Magfed? Yeah, the things you're wearing, the clothing.
I guess Magfed's pretty sweet, Yeah, they have some pretty useful gripes. I guess the only thing that really bugs me is and this is like really, really hard to fix, so it's almost not worth mentioning, but just at big games, just even goddamn teams. That's the only thing
even the teams.
Even teams.
Yeah.
Player sizes. It's the only thing I ever care about a game. Now, you could talk about quality over quantity over anytime you want, but I prefer just a 1-to-1, like even ratio game. Because when you start to get to those bigger games, like a 20-30 man difference, even if those players are garbage, it still helps. It still changes the whole dynamic. So, like, guys, when you show up to a game, when you register for a game, go to the fucking game. I don't know why these people register for games and just don't show up. And if you registered for one side, play on that side. There's been too many games I've gone to where people register one side and they're like, more of my friends are on that side, and they just swap sides. They swap sides without even telling the producers either. It's like it's bullshit.
So the bigger picture is that we're there for the community and not ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're there for the game to make the event and the game happen. Yeah, I got it. No, I got it. I mean, is that an issue? Does that happen in all paintball or just Magfed?
I don't know. We only play Magfed. We don't play all paintball.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot more in Magfed games, I've noticed. There's been way more games I've noticed that are just really, really lopsided. And it's hard. You can't blame the producers fully. There is a little bit of blame there because there's better things they can do to maintain it. But as players, we have to start realizing, like, it's not fun to just completely win. And it's not fun to just completely lose either.
Correct.
Like, it's fun when it's a challenge. It's fun when it's interesting.
Right. I agree 100%. I've been in the position of both sides, and I'll actually, when I usually go to these events, I play on both sides anyway, so I can get, I always tell people I'm going to play on one side in the morning and then the winning side in the afternoon. So I could, no, I'm just joking. Everyone, it doesn't matter. No, I don't care. And again, people get pissed off at me when I say this all the time, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care who wins or loses. That's not why I'm there. I'm there to make sure that everybody's having a great time. Both teams, whatever we're going to do. That's where my mind is at, is the community. I want everybody to have an amazing time at the event. But you know what? Also, I'm not a team guy. I'm not a team player. And sometimes when you come with your team, you want to be with your team. And, when they say, hey, can you move this? No, we can't. And then, yeah, there's that could be a bit of a problem. So, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't really care about winning and losing personally. For me, it's just like the experience of the game and how the game runs. That makes it interesting for me. But I hate playing games that are just completely lopsided. Like, there's been big games I've played where like I've been on the winning side and just like, dang, they've got nobody in the field. And I've been on the other side where it's like, we have nobody. And yeah, I worked that much harder to get more out of it. And when we win, sometimes we play games where we're really undermanned and we win. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, that's pretty cool feeling. But I think the average player that shows up like to their first big game and the teams are lopsided and they're on the losing side, they're probably not going to come back to a big game again. They're just going to probably keep playing the local games.
Right. I agree. That's true. I mean, I see it. I understand.
But you see, that's another thing. Like, and I agree with Dario to that. Like, you when you throw a kid into a fire, or you throw a kid, or throw a game, or let's just say we threw any random first timer into a first big event, big MFOG, or
throw
a big
children in the fire.
Children in the fire. Nice.
All right, okay. So if you threw them in there, like if you just throw them onto a side just for numbers reasons, I mean, and they're already getting their asses kicked day one, there's more than likely of a chance that the person will never come back, and they'll probably stick to more local games like Dario had mentioned. And it's just, I know there's a lot of producers who try to auto balance it, and then they're always trying to do something to try to help, but sometimes, you can only try so much, but then at the end of the day, it's always going to be, oh, this guy's playing for that side, I'm going to play that side. I don't care, what the numbers look like and such like that. That's the only thing. It's more personal preference now at this stage, and especially because our community itself has been, we're more revolved around, oh, we know this team and we know how this team plays. Oh, I think we'll join them, or we've known them for so long. It's because we've known them for so long. We'll join that side. At least on the East Coast now, because we've played with everyone. We've played with practically every team, I think, that is to offer on the East Coast, or the Northeast corridor, at least, that, we don't care what side we play for. We play, if we're playing against each other, like I'll play against the Warlords if I had to, or if I played with them, that's great. It's more of, I think it's just preference based on how long we've known each other. And it's not really just that's what kind of fucks over the auto balancing, like the balancing of the teams and such, because of it's that relationship, I guess you could say, that we've had amongst everybody, amongst each other. And that's kind of something that needs to be rectified. But, like I said, I can't discredit a lot of the producers for not trying to. It's just, I think that there needs to be a much more heavier enforcement of doing that. Nice. Because you want to make this game fun for the people who are coming, either 15 minutes away or even over to 3 hours to come to play at a game, and you want to ruin that fun for them. So
I agree. You've convinced me. How's that? I'm just joking. I didn't mean convincing, because I agree with everybody. It's all good. All right. So wait, who's Joe Scarpati?
Joel, my USMM brother.
Hey, Joe, just fun to play against you, your friends. It is. It's great. That's where. And then what do we have? We have Polsky, 0 Hour, Snake Eater, Cartel Wars. Looking forward to more. Right. That's fantastic. I got it. And my friend from Canada. No, this guy works so far up in Canada that I think he shares a mailbox with Santa Claus. That's how far up he's like way up there in Canada. Anyway, hey, Jean. Anyway, so anyway. Okay, you guys.
Yeah, Florida game. We're going to Florida. We're going to
Florida.
We're going to Florida. All right, you guys. So we did well. I think we should do these more often. Again, We call them Magfed monthly, but it has been more than a month. But I think you can tell me, guys. I don't know. I mean, if there's another platform that's out there, is there any other place that the Magfed guys come and vent? I have no idea. I have no agenda with you guys or Magfed. It's just paintball and community. So if it's a neutral kind of a situation, come and hang out and just talk Magfed. And there's no what'd you guys do? What's your inside jokes? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, inside jokes. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, fuck you and your inside jokes. All right. Anyway, so that's it. Anyway, you guys, listen. We're gonna pull a plug on this one, and
you're awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What did you say before that? No,
you're awesome. That? You're awesome.
Oh yeah. I just want to make sure you want to buy a vowel. I'm just fucking with you. All right.
and shout out to Paul Skis. That's awesome for putting.
Thank you, Paul Skis, for helping us make this happen. I'll be seeing you this Sunday at Ed's Memorial Game. It'll be fantastic. Dario, thank you very much for providing the hats. Exactly.
We can't have a Magfed show without mentioning Doug Brown. So hi, Doug Brown. And then also I want to give a shout out to someone that I met in this community. Before I ever met him, I saw him making videos giving shout outs. So I want to shout out to Smoke, Andre. You're awesome, because I met you because you were giving shout outs to team players and shouting out the warlords. And I was like, wow, this guy's talking about us. I don't even know who he is. Nice. He was big in shouting out. So I got a shout out to Smoke because you give the shout outs. Thank you very much. You help grow Magfed, and that's by giving shout outs. People like to hear the shout outs. So
they do.
Shout out.
Good job, my brother. Fantastic. Okay, so you guys hang out in a minute. I'm going to talk to you guys in the green room. I'm going to just say goodbye to the audience. So just hold on 1 second. Don't eat all the chips in the green room, please. Okay, thank you very much. Hold on 1 second.
Jimmy, Dario, thank you guys.
We'll see them in a second. You'll see them in a second. Hold on. Whew. How are you guys? Hey, go check out the parade tomorrow. Or is it tomorrow? No, the next day. This is the eve. No, tomorrow's the eve. Anyway, you guys, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, I don't talk with a filter. I just say what's in my heart, and hopefully it's the truth. And I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. Just, I am what I am. So you either hate me, you love me. I don't give a fuck. I'm just happy being me. All right, you guys, listen. Be happy being you. Be cool. Be nice to everybody else. It pays off. I trust me. It pays off. Be cool. Be good people. All right, you guys. So we're gonna do a goodbye. Where's my goodbye video? And maybe if I don't see you, if I don't do a show tomorrow night, I'm not sure if I'm going to. We're gonna see. I might do a Thanksgiving show, something like that. We're gonna see. But if I don't, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe with your families, and give blessing to all the people that are around you, that you're close to, and all the servicemen. Go buy them something. Go buy them a dinner or something like that. Give them a certificate for something, for a happy Thanksgiving. Go just give every veteran and serviceman, go buy them something. All right, you guys, take care. Love you. Bye.